What's going on? What's happening? What's going on, peeps? Where y'all at? On this bomb ass Thursday night. The week is almost over. Weekend is here. Okay, Swift, I see you. Glad to have you. So what's going on, man? For those of you who are tuning in, what's going on, man? I'm your host with the most, your boy with the info, where the truth shall be televised at all costs. What you got going on, man? Where we at? Y'all on? Y'all coming on slow. Real slow. Yeah, what's going on, Nicholas? What's going on, Eric? Oh, my man, City Lights from Philly. What's happening, baby? All right, so for those of you just now, maybe your first time watching me, maybe your first time seeing me, you don't know who I am. Let me get this camera straight. Oh, shit. Y'all hold on, man. I done dropped the camera. Can y'all hear me? Is the volume all the way up? Yeah, volume all the way up. 30D, what's happening, man? My brother, for real. Hold on, y'all. Let me get this thing right, man. All right, that's better. I'm up close and personal. So for those of you, this is your first time tuning in, what you're watching is your boy, Big Cell, FHO's HNIC. You're watching the FHO channel where we talk about everything motorcycle, from riding to packing to racing to learning how to maneuver in the motorcycle community, rules and regulations, protocols, do's, don'ts, the whole 9 yards. How to get yonder, how to travel, how to be safe, how to protect yourself. We do all that right here, man. So, if this is your first time, make sure you subscribe, hit the bell to be notified. Tell a friend about the channel, man. Go through the videos, enjoy yourself, and ask as many questions as you like to, as you need to, and let's get it cracking. You got a lot of people on here, man, a lot of important people on here that are watching, and that can help you with a lot of stuff that you're going through with your MC. So let's get it. All right, so yesterday I broke the first part of the series, or the title, and how to discipline a national president. The story came to me from several different emails, from several different okay, yeah, I was supposed to be there, but they didn't do it. What up was Queen T? So the topic is, this was part 2 of how to discipline a national president, and how to, basically just a national president and vice president, how to discipline the national cabinet. If you're in a motorcycle club and you got more than 5 chapters in 5 states, you got to have 5 states. That's the main goal. You got to have a chapter in at least one chapter in 5 states in order to be considered national. So there it is there. But anyway, So the story came to me actually from several different places, just several different emails, text messages. And today I had so much positive feedback from the story. And even the club that was involved told me that I can mention their name. It's a club up north. And they actually are a OMC club, I guess. But they're just happy because, and in the other clubs that I got, Cleveland in the house, that's almost where the story come from up that way. But it's actually over some, so it's not in Cleveland, but it's a club up north. I guess that's up north. But anyway, so shout out to them, man. And their whole thing was they were just never prepared for such a situation to happen. You get these clubs, you make up these rules, you make up these bylaws, and as you go, you have to make addendums and this and that. And then once you put these things in motion, things happen. So they were simply just not prepared for the situation at hand. And they just reached out, man. And they actually told me, like I said, they told me I could mention their name. And I ain't got to do all that. Y'all don't need to know all that. All you guys need to know is if it hasn't happened to you in your club, it's a possibility that it can happen. And hopefully you can take this information and implement it into your bylaws to come. Or if it is happening in your club, you can have some type of example to go by and some type of resource to look back on as to how to handle the situation or how to prevent the situation. So, let's go. $16. All right. Let's get cracking. So yesterday, I left off with, your chain of command basically on when it comes to disciplining your national board. You have the national board, was the highest ranking order of any MC. Then you have, your chapters and so forth. Well, who disciplines the national board? And I left off yesterday with the presidents. The presidents govern the national board. They're not the president's board, which is the president of each and every chapter. The president's board governs the national board. They're not higher than the national board. They're not above the national board, but they govern the national board based on if anything has to be handled, changed, i.e. discipline, when national board members get out of line, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. At that point, the presidents come together and they, put it together. And like I said, in order to be a national, you have to have 5 chapters. So if you got 5 chapters, the national board gets 1 vote, and each one of your presidents, each one of your chapters gets 1 vote. So anything that needs to be changed can be easily changed by the presidents because they have the majority vote, especially when it comes to replacing members, changing members, setting down, discipline rules, and whatever order. So a lot of the stuff that I talked about yesterday, you can go back to that video yesterday, part 1, and you can see a lot of that stuff. Today, I want to get more into the part of, because one of the phone conversations I had today, he was like, okay, Sel, you told us, how it goes, but then you didn't tell us what's next. So this is what's next. And this rule applies to not just national, but all board officers. As an officer of any club, you can never be suspended. You can never be disciplined. You can never have a leave of absence. You can never take time off from your position without losing that position. Now hear me out. You can never, as an officer of a club, you can't take a leave of absence. You can't, you can't get into it. You can't get suspended. You can't be disciplined without losing that position. If you're an officer of a club, from president down to secretary, down to treasurer, and for whatever reason, you do something that violates something where you get disciplined, you lose that position. Yes. What do you look like having a national board member a local president or sergeant at arms or whatever being disciplined, having to be suspended for 60 days. You know what I'm saying? Who rides more miles? you can't. These offices and these positions are held in such high standards that I'm not saying you're never supposed to make mistakes while you're in those positions, but you accept the extra stress, you accept the extra shenanigans, you accept all the extra stuff that come with it. You have now put yourself in a role of quote unquote the perfect member. So therefore you can't be messing up. And if you do mess up, you lose that position. It's just that simple. You lose that position, you lose that title, and you go back to your original chapter as a regular member. That just is what it is. Now, some clubs may have different things in play. Some clubs feel like once a person becomes national, they don't want them back in that chapter because they know too much information. It's almost like the president of the United States, Barack Obama, he's no longer president, so now he's going to run for governor of Atlanta. Governor of Atlanta. You was once the president of the United States. You know too much stuff. Well, the motorcycle club, they're serious, but it's not that serious. You can lose your position and go back to your original chapter. Road Glider, what's up with it? You can lose your position and go back to the original chapter. But you can't discipline a president. You can't suspend a president or a vice president of any chapter, of any, whether it be national or local, and then expect and have that person keep that title. It don't work like that. It's just like a job. You got demoted. Once you get demoted, hey man, it's just like an NFL coach. You went from head coach to offensive lineman coach. We ain't fire you. We ain't saying you got to go, but you got to come up out of that position because your morals and your ethics and whatever decision you made jeopardized that, and it jeopardized that role. So you got to come up out of it. And once that happens, whatever, what up, Jack Knifer? Whatever the rules are that you guys say, and for those who don't have these rules in play, please put them in play in your club, because you need to understand. What up, Curtis? You have to understand that these things will happen. A lot of the times we don't prepare. Who's that right there? Mr. Linden, I appreciate you, Daddy-O. I appreciate you. You have to understand that a lot of these things will happen to your club. When you have large organizations, when you have multiple chapters, when you become national, there's so much stuff going on. I always said this, and I still would say this. If I was to join a club, and if I was to start another club, my national board will be a paid position. I'm not saying that you can't have a job, but your job has to be so flexible that when I call you, there's never an issue for you to be where you need to be as a national board member, especially a president or a vice president of sergeant at arms. There's never an issue with you being where you have to be. My nomads, my certified members, as they say. You have to understand that those positions almost need to be paid positions. The club, either through dues or through whatever, those should be paid positions. Your national president, when he travels, your national board, whatever they travel, they come to your event, their hotel room should be paid for. It's just that simple. You take care of your national board, because they're going to take care of you. They're going to take care of you when the big dogs try to come and shit in your yard. You feel what I'm saying? When the big dogs try to come and push you around, when the big dogs try to come and tell you what you can and cannot do, that's when your national board, that's when the strength of the national board, that's when their communication skills, that's when their their connections. That's when all the shit that they know to be on the national board. That's when all that shit comes into place, and they come in and make those phone calls and have those meetings and sit down with those people and get this stuff pushed to the side and get up. That's what they're there for. Can they be stripped down in their title for 90 days or more? They can, again, if a national board member or an officer of any caliber, from a local chapter to a national board chapter, if an officer gets put on suspension for whatever reason, he's found in violation of whatever code or whatever ethic or whatever morality clause, whatever, and he gets put on suspension, he loses that title. Period. You cannot have the higher up breaking the rules to the point to where they have to be disciplined. They can't. They have a higher standard to uphold to. They have a higher standard to have set. And it's just that simple. You feel what I'm saying? Those are one of the drawbacks for having those titles. Would Hayden Beckers make a good president? I don't know. Hayden might be kind of rough, man, because Hayden ain't gonna give a fuck about nothing. You know what I'm saying? He ain't gonna give a fuck about nothing. He ain't gonna, So I don't know, Rogueline. We're gonna leave that alone, man. If they have done a poor job per se, shout out to my man M. Linton for sure. Appreciate you. Can they be stripped down? Eric Clark, if they have done a poor job all year. If you feel like your national board hasn't done a good job, I mean, you have to understand, what do you consider them not having a good job? I mean, not doing a good job. If your MC is functioning and you making moves and you in and out of different states, you in and out of different towns, and y'all ain't having no beefs, y'all ain't having no issues, then your national board is doing their job. The national board is only there for when your job is not being done. You feel what I'm saying? That's the only reason why your national board is there. So if the job is being done, then their job, it is what it is. You good?
Go off camera.
So, excuse me, y'all. I think I had an interruption. Okay, we back. But so if the nation is flowing, if the nation is functioning, then that means your national board is doing their job. It's just that simple. Tommy Reddington, are you a pagan supporter? Oh. Jack, why are you asking that? Speaking in years, how long would you say the journey from prospect to president would be? Rogueline, you got to understand this. You got some people in clubs that are born to be presidents, born to be leaders. You got some people in clubs that are just born to be good club brothers, period. Me personally, I'm going to tell you like this. Enjoy being a member as long as you can, because once you get those titles, the MC doesn't become as fun anymore. You ask most of your presidents and your vice presidents, how fun is it? How fun is the MC to them now? And they'll tell you it was way more fun in the beginning when I was just a regular member. As a regular member, you have so many different options. You got so many different ways to do whatever it is you want to do. If you come to a meeting, you come to a meeting. If you don't, as officers, you can't miss meetings. You can't miss events. You got to be there. You got to be there. As officers, you got to work harder, go harder than your members. As a regular member, hey, man, I ain't going to make it today. Okay. If I got to pay a little fine, I pay my little fine, keep on about my business. If I ride my motorcycle, keep on about my business. But as officers and as title holders, your phone ring all day. People calling you all day, inside the club brothers and outside entities, and you feel what I'm saying? It's just a lot of stuff that goes on with that. I'm in Pittsburgh right now. Just curious. Okay. You in Pittsburgh, Jack? Okay, okay, I got you. He said, show your love, 16. I got you. Okay. See, a lot of y'all don't even know what show your love, SYL, that stands for show your love 16s. And I ain't going to tell you what 16s mean. You just got to know. You got to know. Okay? But I'm saying all that to say this is that if you have national presidents, national board members, presidents, local board members acting as to the point to where you have to discipline them, then they lose that title. Why do you want? Why would you want somebody who is not the best representation of the club or of a club brother in office? I mean, you just got to think about that. You feel what I'm saying? You got to think about that, and you got to hear what I'm saying with that. And again, if your club doesn't have it set up like that, then they just don't. You know, I'm not the gospel. I'm not the end all, the be all truth about what's said, but I just wanted to say that, man. And I appreciate the club that reached out to me and said, "Hey, Sel, you know, we ain't ashamed of what's going on in our organization. We ain't ashamed of the situation. You can say our name and put it, you know, because we're learning. You know, we're learning as we grow. We never had the situation happen before, and it is what it is. But man, put it out there. I tell them, you know, they cool. I hope to get up there one day and function with them brothers, man, and hope that the video yesterday and the video today helps them to get past their situation and to grow and to become better at MCing. You feel what I'm saying? And for them to reach out to me, that was big on, you know, to me that was big. It was huge. And it just shows where I'm at. But more importantly, it shows that none of us have this thing figured out. We all are, you know, at some point working to figure it out. You know, we all are trying to get together to figure this thing out. And that's super duper important. You feel what I'm saying? Because that's what this whole community is about. Us working together to figure it out, to put it together, the whole 9 yards. So nobody is above the patch. The patch has so many different forms of protection around it, connected to it, attached to it, that's a part of it, that you can never, ever out-trump the patch. I don't care what position you hold, what title you hold, you know, how long you've been in the club. You can never out-trump the patch. Never. You can never be bigger than the patch. You can never be more important than the patch. You just can't. What up, Drifter? What's going on, baby? Okay, the question from Roguelite. If Indian ever agreed to sponsor you by hooking you up with a 2019 Indian Chieftain, would you ever rock an Indian? If somebody's gonna give me a free motorcycle and sponsor my trips for the sake of the sponsorship and for the sake of the brand, I would do it. I mean, I'm right now, I'm Harley Davidson. Hey! Right now, I'm Harley Davidson. You know, it just is what it is. I'm HD certified, HD on point. But if Indian want to reach out to me and show me some love, I would give it a shot. But I'm telling you right now, it would be hard for me to come off that HD. It really would. I'm just loving life right now. So it just is what it is. I love the whole concept and family and the whole get out of that Harley Davidson. But yeah. But understand this, as we grow and as you grow in this motorcycle community, there's going to be things that you're going to learn. There's going to be things that come up. There's going to be things. That's why you always leave a thing in your bylaws where you can expand, where you can add to them as situations arise. Damn, we never experienced that before. We don't have no protocol for that in our bylaws. Well, these experiences allows you to write these protocols, to rewrite the bylaws, to rewrite, to add this or to add that, you know, and to try your best to protect the patch at all costs. Because at the end of the day, that's what it's all about. At the end of the day, it's all about guaranteeing that patch will always be uplifted, that patch will always be more important, that patch is always recognized as the beginning of the reason why we are all here. Period. Period, period, period. We're all here solely because of that patch first and this motorcycle and the love of motorcycling second. You feel me? The brotherhood shit, the sisterhood shit, all that shit is out the window. Those are the two reasons why you're in an MC. for the patch, to honor, cherish, respect, obey that patch, and for the love of motorcycling. Okay? So whether a person is a national officer, whether a person is a regular officer, if they violate that code of ethic, morality, and brotherhood, then they lose that title. They go back down to their regular chapter that they come from, and they become regular members. And it's just that simple. They are to keep their mouth shut. They are not to come back down to the chapter acting like they're anything other than a regular member. They are to follow the rules and regulations of that local president and that local vice president, sergeant arms, the whole 9 yards. And they are to become the best member that they can be. You feel what I'm saying? It's just that simple. And if you have members, because that's probably going to be, you're going to say, well, so that's hard to do because you want a person that was once a national president to now be a regular member. What's so hard about it? What's so hard about it? Yeah, and I'm telling you, it ain't that glamorous of a job no damn way. I'm telling you that right now. It ain't that glamorous of a damn job no way. You don't even have a clue. The shit that you think you want, the shit that you backstabbing your brother for, the shit that you talking behind his back, the shit that you plotting against him on for that title of president, the shit that you trying to outdo a motherfucker so you can be considered a better member than this person. So when election time come, you can be considered for that position. The shit ain't that glamorous no way. There's nothing more fulfilling in a motorcycle club than being a regular member. Your options are vast. You have way more options. You have way more leeway. You have way more, control over your MC-ship. When you start putting them titles on and you start, you have that title and you got to start being a certain way and this and that shit, it takes the fun out of motorcycle. Trust me, I've been there. So, do you feel like teaching protocol waters down the intricacies of the motorcycle community? I've always said this, and I'm going to say this now, and this is one of my number one tools and one of my number one statements. I say, the MC needs to get back to being private, to get back to being a private entity. Right now, all of your motorcycle business is in the air, all of it. If you think your club is exempt or you think don't nobody know what's going on in your club or your club business, you's a damn fool. Between members putting it out there, between members having friends with with other members in other clubs, between members, trying to keep their household together so they'll dirty mac, the club it's all between all that shit. All your business is in the streets. If we get back to making the motorcycle community a private entity where we used to be, where the public didn't function with us, the public didn't come hang out at our parties, we wasn't open to, everybody wasn't invited to where as long as you got a ticket, you can get in. If we get back to what the true MC shit was about and make it more of a private entity, if everybody got back to saying, fuck the money and let's just go back to motorcycling, you know what I'm saying? If everybody got back to where anniversaries were free, you don't pay to get an anniversary. You feel what I'm saying? You come to an anniversary and everything is free, then, maybe that can happen. So do I feel it's watered down intimacy? Yes. Do you feel like teaching protocol? Yes. I mean, I teach protocol for me, for those who are independent per se, for those who want to know, about the motorcycle lifestyle, the motorcycle community, for those who are trying to make that transition. I've saved a lot of people from joining the MC that was going to really be a bad member of an MC because the vision or the thought pattern that they had of what they had to do was totally different from what was required. I tell people that all the time. This motorcycle shit requires a lot of time. You have to make some decisions between work, family, and motorcycling. Work, family, and motorcycling. And if the motorcycling is not in the top one, in the top two, the motorcycling can't come third. And that's hard to say. That motorcycling is there. So, and it's a hard thing to balance. Then you add on top of that, you motorcycle, and now you're an officer where you can't turn your phone off at night. You feel what I'm saying? Well, you have to be available for this person who's going through it with his wife. You have to be available for this person who's going through it. He venting about his job and all this. You got to take these phone calls and you got to be able to listen because it's your job to keep your members mentally not just ready to ride physically, but ready to ride mentally. You feel what I'm saying? It's your job as the big brother to be there to counsel, to guide, and to direct, and all that shit. This shit. Let me tell you something, man. It's a lot of shit that go on that people think that this shit is just easy and glamorous about, but it's not. Um, so support Big Sales. Thank you very much. As someone that should be as something that should be discussed behind closed doors. Okay. There's several clubs out there that have absolutely no rules, no protocol, and clearly don't understand how serious the lifestyle is because they are not taught. Trust me, I totally agree. I totally agree. But one thing I'm gonna tell you like this: there's no exceptions for not knowing the rules. You don't get a pass because you don't know or you didn't. It's your responsibility to know where you at all times. It's your responsibility to know how to act at all times. It's your responsibility to know what to wear at all times. You got certain neighborhoods that they don't give a fuck that it's your first time in this neighborhood, brother. You got on the wrong shit, player. And because of that, we got to handle you. You feel what I'm saying? So, I totally agree with you, Clarence Parks. Ride a Yamaha 1900 stroller. I'm going to be my first Harley used. Got to be able to ride, hang with the Black Sabbath. What year and make model would you recommend? 6 foot tall, 350 pounds, 55 years old. A bagger, any bagger. Road King. The smallest bike that you can have is a Road King. Road King Street Glide or Road Glide. Road Glide being the best glide. Road King is a hell of all of those bikes are on the same platform. Okay? So 356 feet tall. Enjoy your Harley Davidson. Yes, it does. I wholeheartedly agree. Glad you agree. Thanks, Sal. Okay. What would be the annual mileage requirement for a patch holder in FHO? As a patch holder FHO, right now I got about 17 people wearing the FHO patch, the full vest. And there are no requirements. There are no minimum or maximum miles. The biggest requirement to be FHO patch holder is to be a grown-ass man and or woman, to be an adult about everything that you do, to represent yourself. You feel what I'm saying? To just to make sure that, hey, having fun, motorcycling, and being responsible, and is a part of your 1,000% everyday life. So there are no minimums. I don't expect nobody to ever outride me. Maybe as I get older and I pass the torch, but for right now, that's it. Tommy, I myself am a 1%er, so no, I do not support any club outside my own. However, I'm always open to ride as an equal with any club that shows reciprocal respect and love, as long as that doesn't interfere with any longer relationships. So, Jack Knight, can you ride with your boy Big Sal? Will you ride with your boy Big Sal? Say, man, that's a good dude, man. Very knowledgeable dude, too. So he's giving y'all some major game. You feel what I'm saying? And I want you to hear what he just said. A lot of times y'all read and hear stuff and don't really read it. Read what he says. Tommy, I myself am a 1%er. So no, I do not support any clubs outside of my own. However, I'm always open to ride as an equal with any club that shows reciprocal respect and love, as long as that doesn't interfere with any longer relationships. That's a hell of a statement right there. I want you guys to marinate on that. Let it marinate like neck bone juice. You know what I'm talking about? Appreciate you, Jack. Big Sale, what you're saying is true, but on some sets, the buddy or homeboy system is in full effect, from the nation cabinet to the local chapters. Then what? Well, I spoke on that yesterday, Trent. If you got friends in your motorcycle club, or homeboys in your motorcycle club, or buddies in your motorcycle club, then you're dead ass wrong, and you're in the wrong motorcycle club. You should have no friends in your motorcycle club. None whatsoever. You should not have not a one friend, not a one buddy, not a one partner, not a one pal in your motorcycle club. If you're in a motorcycle club and you got friends in that motorcycle club, then you're in a fucked up motorcycle club. Period. Go back to my video yesterday. Watch that. I explain what that is and what I mean by that, and you'll understand and get the clarity of that. But you should have no friends in your motorcycle club. Period. Nobody in that club should be your friend. Okay, what's up, Brandon? What would you do? What would you say are the best ways an MC or RC to make money as a club for their club? Understand this: motorcycle clubs in the beginning never was about making money. It never was about um, you know making money. It just wasn't ever about making money. It was about giving. We had a clubhouse so that we can come together, chill, drink, get loose, hang out, do whatever the fuck we wanted to do, and not be bothered by the public, not be bothered by the police, not worry about them telling us we got we got open containers, or your partner want to smoke weed, or whatever it may be. It was never about that. The way the anniversary was originally set up was it was y'all birthday, y'all anniversary. We came and showed love, and because y'all came to our anniversary, we're gonna show you love. Everything was free. Grab a beer, get you something to eat, have fun or dance. I mean, that's what it used to be about. At what position or what getting where it turned in from, hey, give me $20 to get in my anniversary, give me $10 to get in my anniversary. I don't know. Still doing the research on that, but it was never about that. So basically, what you're saying is that I'm turning 50 years old next year, and it's $20 to get in my 50th birthday party, or $50 to get in my 50th birthday party. I want you to come party with me. I want you to come celebrate my 50th birthday party with me, but you got to pay to get in. I just think about that now. I want you to think about that. This is your anniversary. You want us to come to and hang out with you, but you want us to pay to come party with you. No, what you do is you let us come. We're going to come and we're going to make a donation. Whatever we decide to donate, hey, man, out of respect and love, man, for you, here you go, bam. That's how that's how it used to be. Like I said, the shit we're doing now, the watered down shit we're doing now, and I know a lot of clubs probably ain't gonna like to hear that or hear this or whatever, but I'm just giving you the history and I'm giving you facts. So that's what that is. That part right there, Jackknife. Much respect. Thank you, Tommy. Respect to you and you, sir. Drifter. Keep going, big bro. I'll never forget talking to you on my trip to California, and you're encouraging me. Much love to you. Drifter, man, you know I got you, brother. So it's already is what it is. Can't trust nobody. But much respect to Jackknife. There it is there. So, any questions, man? And I want to finish this off. I didn't want to be all day. I want to finish this off. And just kind of corral this thing together. Because at the end of the day, it's basically about knowing everybody's rules and responsibilities, knowing everybody's roles that have to be played. If you know your role, if you know the role of your leaders, then you can do your job and help them do their job even easier. If you know everybody's position and title, because as a member, you should know it, whether you want that position or not. You should know what the secretary's job is. You should know what the national vice president's job is. You should know what your local president's job is. You should know what the national sergeant at arms job is. You guys should know this, because how are you going to hold them accountable and you don't even know what their job is or what it entails? You know what I'm saying? So these are the things that you should know. These are the things that are important. Top 3 rules for riding in heavy winds. Okay. Question from my man Roglider. Top 3 rules for riding in heavy wind. Number 1 rule, and this rule applies to any and all weather, road, and physical conditions. Never panic. That's number 1. Never panic. Never, ever, ever panic. Rule number 1 for riding in any and all conditions. Never panic. Rule number 2, ride within your own comfort, within your own safety zone. Know your motorcycle, know your riding skills, and never compromise those under any circumstances. If it is too much, then you get your ass off that motorcycle. If you can handle it, then you ride that motorcycle. But only you know that. Don't let nobody push you to go further than what you are capable of going. Okay? And then last but not least, number 3 is make sure your motorcycle is well put together. You feel what I'm saying? When that wind hits you, you don't lean against the wind. You don't lean. It's just something you got to know. I've ridden in 35 miles an hour. I think it was 35 or 40 mile an hour wind where we actually rolled sideways. And I can give you a story, and this can be verified by my man Pooh. When I used to be a king, me, Pooh, and Snowman rode to California. Somewhere in, I want to say Texas. Pooh had just got his bike done and serviced and just got his bike put back together. I mean, just in time to make the ride. I mean, maybe like he picked it up the day we were leaving for the ride. So as we were riding on this ride, the wind hit us and we were riding sideways. We literally were just riding sideways. Pooh almost panicked because he thought his fairing was broke because he's watching his bike and he's sideways on his bike. So he calls and wants to pull over. Hey, we need to pull over. My bike is broken. I'm like, what you mean? He said, look at my fairing. It's leaning to the side. I said, Pooh, all of our bikes are leaning to the side. We in the wind. The wind has got us riding sideways. He's like, no, but still, my shit is broke, man. My shit must. I said, Pooh, look at Snowman bike. Look at my bike. Once he realized that we were all riding sideways, he's like, oh shit. Oh, okay. And we just kept it pushing. So that's a true story. You can ask my man Pooh about that. One of the good dudes from Kings of the South. Excellent dude, excellent member. So, if you ever see him, you can ask him about that story. But we got Black Dragon and Big Cell, aka Mr. Be Everywhere, two black ATL bike icons. When will you two do something together again? Trying to get with Black Dragon now. He promised a radio show, and we're trying to put something together. The problem I have with Black Dragon is he don't play fair at all. Black Dragon don't play fair. He, and that's my partner, that's my pal. Y'all can tell him I said it. He don't play fair. And that's why we don't play together that much. That's my partner though. I love him from a distance. I fuck with him from a distance, but Black Dragon don't play fair, y'all. He cheat. You feel what I'm saying? He gonna manipulate. He gonna do everything in his favor. Yeah, tell him I said that. But that is my man. I do consult him on a lot of different things. We do have different of opinion on things. We do see things different, a lot. But at the end of the day, we come together and we do agree on this motorcycle stuff in just different ways. I'm from a different era. I'm from a different genre. I'm from a different coast. So the way he sees things sometimes and the way I see things sometimes are different. But at the end of the day, it's all motorcycling and it comes together. Oh, he do? Black Dragon got a cute girl? I don't know nothing about that. All I know is Tia. That's my home girl. That's my little sister, kind of, sort of. And she, she's just a beautiful person. So I don't know about her being cute or nothing. I ain't never really peeped out like that. As a friend, those certain things that certain barriers you don't cross. So, but Tommy, you can cross them barriers because Black Dragon ain't your friend. I'm guessing. The last interview you and Goldie did was candid, hilarious, and very eye-opening. When are you guys going to go for a ride? I don't know. I got to get down that way, man. Goldie is a very busy person, man. Goldie's plate is so full. You guys don't even know a tenth of Goldie. He's a very private person, a very straightforward person, a very upfront person. A lot of people don't like his arrogance. A lot of people don't like his boldness. But I love him. I love any alpha male. I love any man that's a man. So, I get along with anybody. I don't care, whether you got $90 million or $90. You feel what I'm saying? It just is what it is, man. So Goldie's a good dude, but it would be my privilege. It would be my privilege and my honor to ever ride with Goldie anywhere to the store. Hell, he owns his motorcycle and I'm on mine, and we go to the store. We can go to the whatever. I wouldn't even give it. I would probably be ecstatic. So, shout out to my man Goldie. And whenever I get a chance to ride with him, I promise you I will. So, that's that. Big Cell, you have to excuse Black Dragon because he doesn't ride a Harley Davidson. Yeah, that's one of his downfalls. But besides that, he's an all right dude, man. And the fact that he can never outride me. He thinks. Black Dragon honestly thinks he can outride me. He can never outride me on his best day, even in his best years, even when, he could never hold a torch to me when it comes to putting some respect on that throttle. So somebody can tell him I said that. He can see it for himself. But big love to him. Shout out to him. He did his thing. He's an icon. He's a history maker. He's in the history book. So shout out to him. But Black Dragon, you already know. Enough said. Look at Vegas. Always get me in trouble. Go to Jersey. We'll hit up Atlantic City. I've been in Atlantic City. Matter of fact, it was the Wheels of Soul out there when we went to Atlantic City. We went and hung out with them. And there was another club. What was the name of that club in Atlantic City? We went by their clubhouse that night. Damn, I can't think of them brothers, man. Was it something Dogs? In Atlantic City, they opened up the club. We was in town. Me, Snowman, Baldhead, Smiley. Who was on that trip? Mo? This one we was on a world tour. Me, Baldhead, Highway Smiley, Snowman, Mo. I think it was just us 5. Yeah. And we up in Atlantic City, Wheels of Soul was having a picnic or something that day out by the beach. We went out there and hung out with them, and then later on we got invited over to another club. As a matter of fact, that's when we stayed at them raggedy ass Trump Towers. $300 a night room at the Trump Towers. We stayed there one night in Atlantic City at the Trump Towers, so it was cool. Big Cell, Black Dragon, Goldie, just a few of the most popular motorcycle moto vloggers via YouTube. Who are your favorite motor bloggers, if any? Okay. Go to Jersey, we'll head up Atlantic City. I will, Tommy. I got to get back that way. So anybody have any other questions? You ever go to Wildwood Bike Week? Never heard of it? Please send me the information. I'm open to going any and everywhere, especially when I'm invited. Any more questions? Anybody? Anybody got any more questions? If not, I'm going to let y'all go. I love y'all. Just wanted to finish up this part 2, man, and tell the club who originally reached out to me, man, thank you for giving me the opportunity to help you guys get it together. I hope that I did, put it together according to all the phone calls I got today, all the positivity that I got from the phone calls and the private messages or whatever, whatnot. This was a good episode. This was a good series. I never knew that a lot of people hadn't made these provisions for stuff when it happens like that. So shout out to them, man. Much love to you. And if your club is going through something similar to this, man, and you got questions, feel free to hit me up. You feel what I'm saying? It's not about me. I don't know. It's not about being embarrassed or whatever. Hell, if you don't know, you don't know. If you want help, you want help. I mean, if you need help, you need help. So, do you have any favorite motor vloggers? Me, hell, I mess with Dibber. I watch a lot of people. It don't matter for me. I watch Adam Sandoval. I watch Dibber. I watch who else? Black Dragon. I watch whoever. I mean, it's so many people out there giving you good information. And you just got to take it all in. When you're doing research, you got to use all of it. You got to corral it all. You got to corral from all the races, all the ethnicities, all the different backgrounds, all the different levels, 1%ers, OMCs, 99%ers, RCs, SCs, so I just corral it all and put it all together, and I'm Big Cell. I take what makes me Big Cell and I roll with it. So, but yeah, that was just to name a few. One of the real deal riders. There it is there, man. I love you guys. It's been fun. Again, thank you for the prayers. Thank you for everybody that donated to the channel. Your donations really, really do help me to keep moving forward. I think I'm home for the next couple of weeks. I'm going to rest and relax. Twister's 30-year anniversary this weekend. Shout out to the chapters 95 South. Okay. My man Eric dropped his lug. Twister's 30th year anniversary this weekend. Shout out to Twisters. Big Cell, find someone who rides more miles than you. Let us know. Hey, man, I don't have to. Get back over to Exclusive Sounds. All right, there it is there. Go back over there. Chris, y'all like seeing Chris? And I need to get back over there because I think after all of this time, my amp has finally went out. What up, Mr. Charles Lewis, my guy? Good dude, excellent dude, man. Me and Charles been like this ever since we met. And he's around a lot of influential people. Anyway, so shout out to my man Charles. Yeah, but it's time for Bluetooth, I think, to get a whole system upgrade. So I talked to Chris about it. And I'm just waiting on the appointment day to go by there. I think we're going to probably have to change out the amp and maybe redo all the wiring or whatever on Beautiful because it's been acting up. So, I mean, she got over 111,000 miles on it. So, Chris put the system on there at less than 1,000 miles. So it is what it is. Hit that like button. Come on, it is what it is, you guys. Anyway, I appreciate the love, appreciate the donations, appreciate the support. As always, if you're watching this channel and it's been helpful, there's several ways that you can donate to the channel. You have the Cash App, but you have Cash App, $FHOHNIC. You can send money via Cash App. You can also send money via PayPal to fastharleysonly@gmail.com. If you're watching this live, you can hit the super chat button that's in the corner. But just hit me up, 424-242-2355. If you have any questions, if you're buying a motorcycle, if you're doing whatever, you just want questions answered, you don't know, hit your boy up, man, and it is what it is. Soul Bro from Next Level Detroit MC checking in. Hey, man, appreciate it. Hey, another Next Level MC, another major entity in the bike world. Trust me, man. These are some good cats. These are some events that you need to get out to. So, bro, I appreciate you, brother. And again, and again, and again. Oh, slow number again. The FHO hotline number is 424. Area code 424. Number 242. CELL. Cell. So it's 424-242-2355, which is CELL cell. Ta-da! But anyway, call me. If I don't answer, leave a message, email, fastharleysonly@gmail.com. Hit me up. I got you. I'm here. I return all of my calls as fast as I can if I don't answer the phone to take your calls. So that's that, man. But again, appreciate the love. Appreciate the support. Hope this message was good. Hope that you was able to grab something from this message. Hope you can take these things back and use them in your club. And give me another topic to talk about. I only talk about topics when you guys bring them forth. So make sure you pass the channel on, hit the subscribe button, hit the like button. You need to get the numbers up. So that's that. But again, it's your boy Big Cell FHOHNIC, Mr. Hamby everywhere. To my club up north, man. Glad you guys can get it together. Glad I was able to help you guys with this video. All right? Love you guys. Love, peace, and hair grease. If you're on the set, all you got to do is pay attention, and you can learn the do's and the don'ts. No, thank you, Tommy. Thank you, sir. All right? It's my time. That's my dime. Keep some respect on the throttle. Love yourself enough to love me. Ride your own ride. Know who you are. Stand up and be a man at all times. And remember, nobody's vest is bigger than your manhood or your womanhood. You hear me? It's your boy Big Cell FHOHNIC, Mr. Him be everywhere. I'm gone.